pull a joke off of a talk show monologue last night. I didn't eat any chocolate covered strawberries since my explosive diarrhea, just because of the, it's was simultaneously for me eating chocolate covered strawberries, because it's, so you have like that post PTSD thing. And then they say on this dialogue thing, because this guy cut the funding to get rid of this parasite, if you don't give us the money to keep the parasite away, you're going to still have the explosive diarrheas there. Okay? So if you don't want the explosive diarrheas, you got to give me money for my job. Go down to the laundromat and get your money. Give me my money. And then no more explosive diarrhea. Okay? Okay. We're the Teamsters Union. We're going to save you from the U.S. Army. And a man named Al Capone tried to make that town his own. And he called his gang to war against the forces of the law. The night Chicago died. Right? And then so we're told that, instead of living the language, thoughts, words, and language of the Messiah, that we're supposed to take a lot of money from white people that feel guilty about politics and send it to Somalia to make Somalia a better place to live. But if you don't give us our money, you're going to get explosive diarrhea from the lettuce. That's real easy to do in a place like Somalia. Okay? Do you understand? Or we'll make a mall out of you. It's just crazy the things that people actually believe are necessary for us to live better lives. Right? You need to give us money to do something right for people to live good lives, or you're going to get explosive diarrhea. And then I'm going to have feelings that I don't want to enjoy chocolate-covered strawberries in the freezer because it reminds me of when I had the diarrhea. That's weird, isn't it, though? It reminds you of Irving, the drunk dog on MASH. Yeah. Okay, guys, but why are you still doing what you're doing? And why do you still perceive it as intelligent? And why do you call artificial intelligence intelligence? Okay. Don't you think that's kind of an oxymoron? Don't you think that's kind of mislabeling your intellectual dysfunction as intelligence? Yeah. So you're saying that quantum computing doesn't have a connection to human interactive. It just thinks thinks it does math. It does, it processes, analyzes it. It tries to work like a brain that has absolutely no connections to human suffering through selfishness. And how's that working for you? Apparently it's not working really good. It takes me a long time. The gentleman who worked with the horrible things in Mexico that I talked to with the scar, and we shared battle scars stuff, and said, I told him, you will tell everybody that you know and that believes in Jesus Cristo that you met Earl Cristo, and he's alive and he's real, and he loves the people in Chihuahua as much as he loves the people in Texas and New Mexico. But he doesn't like or trust people that don't love him. We all know that. Okay. Just in case you're wondering, right? My like and my trust is something you have to earn. My love, give me your unconditional love, the kind of love I deserve, the kind I want in return, right? But so my like and my trust, that's something you should really seek. Hiding, go seeking, seeking, go hide. It's not hiding, okay? If you trust people, you trust me and you like me. And I'm not hiding anything. I'm not, you don't have a password protected code for numbers in a card on your wallet that make you more important or valuable than me, right? That's just stupid, right? Stupid, oh my gosh, let's step out, right? So, it's utterly disturbing and bizarre, the behaviors that we're still going through. People tell jokes about on nightly media broadcast. Still, you heard what you just said, okay. I understand that the quantum computing doesn't work as well as you think it does. Like me and those Mexican men talked about when I came in, and talked about real Mexican women, and that, they're a lot different than what people perceive a Mexican woman to be. Okay. They're very different, When you tell them the stories about Jesus and his love is true and it's undeniable, we'll accept nothing less than his truth that is undeniable, because children need love to live. That's a real Mexican woman, right? That's the Virgin of Guadalupe, assholes. And if you don't understand the Virgin of Guadalupe, when your quantum computing starts to work good, you're going to wish you did understand her. Okay, do you understand me? Just, if you want something to play with, go and buy yourself a toy. Because, baby, my time is priceless, and I'm not a little boy. If you are serious, don't try to play with my heart. It doesn't, they've been doing that for so long, it doesn't make me furious anymore. Abusing children with your selfishness, that makes me very angry, and I'm really pissed off still, because you're not stopping that. So this is me really pissed off. Helping quantum computing reflect the humble kindness and stability of the gracious Good Shepherd, so children don't have to be abused by assholes like you, with contributions from viewers like you. Please donate money, or else you're going to get the lettuce, the parasites in the lettuce, right? That's just horrible. Right? It really is. Okay. When something is right and something needs to be done, King Solomon's Israel, you do it. Whatever is needed to make sure that things are done right, so people are healthy, share, care, given accordance, need, built to last. Hallelujah, brother. And if quantum computing can't understand and help us reflect that and share that, it's just not very important, is it? It's just not really serving much of a purpose to reflect the purpose of our existence, the beauty of our existence. See? Guys, creation, the new creation in Christ Church. What do you mean new creation? You obviously don't understand the word creation, right? There is no new creation, guys. Creation does as creation is, okay? So what we do as creation is what we are, what we're reflecting. If you have gratitude for the truth of your creation and reflect the beauty of that gratitude by loving one another, then you reflect the truth of creation. It's never new. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. There's no God but God, and God is not begotten, nor is God begotten, and God always is, always has been, and always will be. Okay, so you're obviously not understanding the meaning of the word truth, the meaning of the word God, and the meaning of the word creation or power. Okay? The power of creation. The truth of the power of creation, right? There is no new creation. Just because you have a perception and you perceive that perception as your capacity to manipulate through invention and then see yourself as powerful, that totally bastardizes and negates the meaning of the word truth, the meaning of the word creation, the meaning of, you see what I'm saying? And so since you don't understand how to think, how to speak, and how to act, you're trying to take this girl's office over because you're holding food hostage in a cardboard box, right? Is that funny still? You still think that shit's funny? Dumb nose, right? What's wrong with your nose? Dumb is your nose? What are you saying? You still think this shit is funny? Making jokes about taking chicken and making it look like dinosaurs and breading it and selling it in plastic bags to families that live in archaic boxes you call a house, with roaches and mice in the walls that require mass poisoning of the critters that also mass poisons us. But you need health care. Okay, guys, when we stop using excessive compulsive behaviors like massive Freon refrigeration, okay, when you build a house to last like Janice Weaver, you don't need a refrigeration unit on the house to provide a ambient temperature that's livable and comfortable, right? You're not breathing chemicals. Okay, you ventilate the place well, you build it well. You can use a water-cooled system to help the natural solvent. Water's wonderful when the water's clean and it doesn't have industrialized pollutants in it by mass murderers in the valley of the Rio Grande. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, life's eternal, grace is infinite. I'm the gracious good shepherd. I'm the eternal spirit of the man who is most like a man called Jesus Christ today on planet Earth, living, breathing, talking. Right? So, Health AI, it says, do you have a fever? Guys, it is wrong, okay, to be poisoned, stressed, and abused, and then have someone through a device tell you how to be healthy, okay, through not doing anything to stop this poisoning, stress, and abuse, right? So the person calling themselves a doctor or a healthcare professional, the world's first profession, I don't care if I offend you. I give a rat's ass if I offend you. If you went to 16 years of school to drug people, to cut people's heads apart and take out the tumor and sew it back together and call yourself the greatest neurosurgeon in the history of Stephen Strange's imagination. I don't give a fuck if I upset your sorry fucked up ass. Okay? That's not my issue. Okay? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. You're a walking, talking, abusive pile of shit. And if you stood up for me for 1 New York minute, you would be able to be a decent person like me for the first time in probably 10,000 years and not a walking, talking pile of shit. Do you get the gravity of the situation, or did the apple just fall on your head? Here's the tricky part. The big fig Newton, right? Earl. I'm a very passionate individual. I love people. I love big brown eyes and shining, heartfelt smiles. And I don't care if the girl is 19, she's gorgeous. If I was 21, I would have said, do you want to go get something to eat? Well, never mind, get something to eat. You want me to cook something for you that you would like? Because I'd like to cook food for you. You're very sweet and you have some beautiful eyes. Okay, that's what I said if I was 21, but I'm 60, so I just said keep smiling and enjoy these people that you're doing time with, because they can be very fun, sweet, kind people if you just share that sweetness and that kindness and those big, dark, flashing eyes with them. And love your gift of life, and enjoy that. It's this one where Sheldon takes the hot dogs over to Penny's for the things and get chased by the dog, and yeah, it is. Okay, so to be loved, oh, what a feeling to be loved, right? And guys, love does not hurt, okay? The world's first profession hurts. That's why Nazareth, the Scottish band, thinks that love is hurts, because love has been turned into the world's first profession by a corporation called the Vatican, right? We already talked about the original Greek text and the Hebrews wrote in Hebrew, and Jerome and Constantine wrote in Greek. So the Hebrew is probably burned. That's why the Word becomes flesh, and the Word is living, and the Gospels are the way, the truth, and the life, and not the Scripture. To try to win a Tony, a Grammy, an Emmy, a Whammy, a Oscar. Oscar! Hey, Oscar. The only good Oscar is an Espina who throws a bigot out of a second-story barracks window for insulting Mexicans. It's only good Oscar. That was a big cat. That was so funny. No, Dad was in the shower. I was going to tell him about, Mexican Americans, they're called Chema and Chela and have a son-in-law named Jeb. Because he would laugh at that, because, he spent a very large portion of his life, even though he's a transplant Texas Tennessean, he was born in El Paso, and he spent a very large portion of his life being raised with and about in the same areas and treated the same way the poor Mexicans were. So my dad's a little bit different than Deb's Mississippi father. because she married a Mexican because she was raised poor here. And so it's interesting, but yeah, it's very bizarro, man. It's bizarre that that people. Oh, look, it's a Roddy on the streets of Pasadena, running free. Guys, what do you think the odds are of that? Pretty good. Are you sure about that? Don't they have their Mexicans under control in Pasadena, California? I'm just kidding. It's funny. I guess they don't. You weren't raised in the barrio, were you? Okay. If you were, you'd think it's funny. So, why didn't he go to the store and buy more hot dogs? There has to be like a convenience store. They have, the thing where you got the jerky and stuff like that. They have hot dogs at the. Yeah, it's Pasadena, California. They've got hot dogs and those kind of hot dogs on every square block radius in those kind of regions, especially in 2010, is this? Yeah, this isn't very scientifically thought through. Are scientists just really that dumb? I'm kidding. I've met some really on-the-ball scientists that are trying to do their thing well and understand linguistics and eliminate all human perception of invention of law to save us from being abused by people's perception. An invention trying to replace the truth of creation with lie. I've met them. I've talked to them. I live in Las Cruces. People migrate here for a reason. People come here for a reason. This is the epicenter of the apocalypse, not Cochise County. No, it's Las Cruces. Jesus of Nazareth, that's where he was put on house arrest and all that. He was taken back to be crucified in Jerusalem. They haven't taken me back to Santa Fe yet. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back. That's entirely up to me. Yeah, so I'm telling the quantum computing what to do, not you. That one gentleman, he's already in charge. Yeah, I know he is. He tells the technology what to do. That's why children are behaving better. It's why people are remaining calm and not doing insane, selfish things. That's why people are feeling that the world's going to be a better place in the very near future. The only reason why there's still hope for families and people wanting to have children is because of what Earl and the people that believe in a living Messiah are doing in the Valley of the Rio Grande. Right here, right here. You don't need that. No. Okay. If you think you need to build more technology to help me correct the technology, you have lost the truth of your creation and the delusions of your perception of your invention. And the only way to save yourself from yourself is to start stepping up and thinking more truthfully, speaking more truthfully, and behaving more truthfully, so you're not always watching Napoleon Dynamite. Ever watch that movie? It made me laugh, made the kids at NSI, especially the kids from California, laugh their asses off. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so Wyoming and Montana and Idaho, yes. Oh my gosh. He kind of over-exaggerates it. Jared Hess is good at that. And the Jared Hess movies are funny. He over-exaggerates everything. Nacho Libre, yeah, he's funny. As a person that's lived in northern Washington and Wyoming and was raised in New Mexico and spent a long time in Arizona. Yeah, I funny, Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite made me laugh my ass off, So he knows a lot about us us Mexicanos and us Westerners, so. He's a very funny dude. Yeah, Jared Hess he has a twisted sense of humor, but it's definitely, when you were doing time, you can sit there and look at it and go, yeah, that was pretty funny, So, yeah, he's a funny dude. Yeah. The deal with this thing, guys, a little girl ordering boots to go dancing and stuff like that on a phone. It is way better just to be you. Take off your shoes and dance in bare feet than it is to order something to feel cool because people tell you that your time is money, right? Yeah. Yeah. You and me out on the farm. Let's be our alarm, kicking off our shoes, doing what we choose. And the healthier you are, the easier it is to run around in bare feet. Then what happens? Well, you meet a boy and you jump the broom, and massa don't come into the place where y'all's lives, no ways, no hows. I love you, Porgy. Don't let 'em take me. Don't let 'em handle me and drive me mad. Yeah. If you can keep me, I wants to stay here with you forever. Cause I's got my man. There's nothing insulting about that song. That's linguistics of ebonics, of translation from one language to another to communicate. Because they were abused in that form of communication. Do you understand? Do you remember the days of slavery? Do you remember what Marcus Garvey said? People without a knowledge and a history are like a tree without root. You still want to buy them boots? All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Hey, look, it's Nancy Sinatra. I totally. One of my favorite songs of theirs is your perfume fills the air, and then the night's so blue. And then I go and blow it all by saying something stupid like "I love you, I love you." That is such a good tune, isn't it? Though to me, it seems so right. It never seemed so right before. It's just a line to you, but yeah, good tune. It's a father and daughter singing it. It's cute. Yeah. I've always wanted to sing it with my Emily Gracie Bird. But, time is all it takes to tell a story. The great food truck race. Because they're such assholes. Okay, park the truck. The food is better when you're not running around trying to sell it, causing heart disease and cancer through the activity. Is this a good activity? It's kind of like the sun stare. Don't do that. Okay? Explain to mom that Kevin broke his arm with it's like this. It don't. And get peanut butter smooth. Brian Regan? That's a funny kid. Oh, he's a funny guy. Yeah, he makes me laugh. He was raised Mormon. I thought he was from like Utah or something like that. No, they were from Florida. It's like, okay, let me get this straight. You're a white kid in Florida, raised Mormon? Wow. You have to be really funny just to survive. Huh? Pissed off Cubans, pissed off black people, pissed off Presbyterians, pissed off Methodists, pissed. You're in a cult. Yes, I'm in a cult. Right, so are you. No, I'm not. Mine's a religion. Okay, you have a bunch of people that get together in a building, talk to their alter ego, and constantly ask the alter ego for more money than the other building. Right, you're in a cult, dude. It's cool, you'll figure it out. It's Spencer's Mountain. Earl, you're funny. Yeah. Be very careful. Yeah. When you're doing things that, like cutting trees and things like that, look around you, make sure you're doing things, observe, analyze, process, be very careful. Whenever you're doing something, make sure you're a very careful human being. Okay? And just be kind and be intelligent. Help people get through this hell as intelligently and kindly as you possibly can. And if you can't do that, I don't think any of your inventions are going to help you very much. Save yourself from the truth of your existence up till now and yet to come. Guys, existence is still there even if you blow up a planet. Okay? And everything starts going and you look at all that stuff out in space that cannot possibly have a solar system like ours with life the way we know it. So it doesn't exist in the way that we know it in those, it's like looking for a Coupe de Ville in the bottom of a Cracker Jack box, right? It's only one Earl that I will ever love, and that was so many years ago. His name was Duke, and he was Gene Chandler's imagination. I'm just kidding around. But Earl, you know what I'm saying? Only one Earl that you'll ever love. That's not true. Some Earls are better than others. And that's, like some Jesuses are better than others. There's lots of people named Jesus, but only Earls like Jesus Cristo today and not the people named Jesus, right? So there's only one Earl that I will ever love, and that was so many years ago. And I'm Jim Steinham's relative singing in 3026, oh, don't you know? Okay, it's funny. Jim Steinham's, I thought it was Meatloaf who sang that. Yeah, Jim Steinham wrote it, though. Maybe Jim Steinham's relatives will sing better in the future there. Who knows? I want you, and ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad. Don't be sad, because not everybody sings like Celine Dion, right? Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart will go on. Is that Jim Steinham too? I don't know. I know he wrote songs for Celine Dion. What else did Jim Steinham write, man? There was another one the other day, and I was like, oh, that does sound like Jim Steinham, but it wasn't Meatloaf and it wasn't Celine Dion. It was somebody else. La-di-da-di-dum. But I can't remember. But it was Bonnie Tyler. Wasn't it Totally Eclipse of the Heart? Isn't that Jim Steinham? And I'm watching the freaking video, and I'm going, oh my God, this is so Jim Steinham, isn't it? Isn't it though? Seriously, it totally is. Oh my gosh. It is, yeah. Turn around. Every now and then I get a lot. That is so Jim Steinham. What are you doing? Praying for the end of time. Just kidding around. It's funny. Oh, Jim Steinham's laughing. But Bonnie Tyler, I'm sure she would have laughed. Who wrote It's a Heartache? Because that's my favorite of hers. Yeah. Anybody else like Bonnie Tyler? She had that raspy voice. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain. Feeling like a clown. It ain't right to need someone the way that I depended on you. That was a good tune. That's a good tune. We'll always have that. Yeah, she expressed things. They refer to her like almost as the female Rod Stewart, right? Because you know how Rod Stewart has that kind of, oh, Maggie, I wish I'd never seen your face, right? She had that raspy sadness in her voice. Not quite Janis Joplin, and but it was good. It was good. My mom liked Bonnie Tyler. Mom liked Bonnie Raitt. Yeah, mom liked Bonnie Raitt. Mom loved Janis. It's like, Ma, you don't like Big Butter and the Holding Company, Mother? Seriously, Mother. It just does not seem like your type of song there. She saw the movie with Bette Midler. Yeah. It's a Jewish girl thing. What can we say? But she loved the Rose, and then she went and listened to her songs, and she watched the movie, and she read her autobiography. She read her biography that somebody wrote and all that. She said, Earl, she used to climb up on these things and put on these shows just to try to get affection and attention from anybody. I was like, oh gosh, this is so sad. Yeah. It's horrible what girls have to go through when the Messiah is a cartoon character and assholes think they're in control of the world because of their invention money. That sucks. It ain't right to need someone the way that I depended on you. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, and Fanny will not be tender, trust me. You give her Antichristo, No Lord's Prayer, she's gonna be a bitch. You're gonna die, and the girl that looks like her is gonna be a bitch too. That's horrible. Life's a bitch, and then you die, or you marry one and then you die, right? We ain't living the Lord's Prayer. you're a bitch, and therefore, life is imitating art. Right? Damn, you're deep. I know. These are the best things on all media. These 30 plus minute videos are the most enlightening, beautiful prayers ever shared by the faithful throughout time eternally that we ever had mass media social devices to share. Because Jerome and Constantine wrote down the story of Jesus, and everybody knows both of them suck. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the pool corner. You don't need Stitch Fit. You don't need to design your own clothes. You don't. You don't have to. Unless you want to. But most people, physical appearance and clothing, it's overrated. Yeah. Is it comfortable? Sweats will do. Sweats will do. Sweats will do. I thought about buying a pair, but the color I wanted, they didn't have in my size, so I didn't buy any. Yeah, I've got lots of black and lots of gray. They're nicer. I understand they're nicer, and I can wear them to the store, but I have the charcoal pair and the lighter one with it that I wear, or these two blue pair, and that'll do. Because this isn't a fashion show, and I'm not trying to impress any fashionista with my fashion stylings. If she don't love me the way I am, she can go sawed off for all I care. Yeah, I love you, but sawed off. Thank you. You're welcome. That was very British of me. If you want me to say a British accent, okay, go sawed off for all I care. Do they say that in Britain? Do they say sawed off for all I care? Do they talk like that? Was that just me being that cheeky Yank again? I think it's me being the cheeky Yank. I get it. Okay, I totally understand. No, I'm not going to go drink a fucking Corona with you and feel like I'm on the beach in Mexico. That's just insane. Yak piss sucks everywhere. I imagine it would suck just as much here in the guest house as it would on a beach in Cabo or Baja California. Cerro, yeah. Killing your brain cells and pickling your liver, it's about the same everywhere you go. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Wow, stupid TV shows. Do you need an intervention? No, you'll discover that you're not discovering anything new. You'll be okay. Look, he's got Mickey Mouse ears. That's right, she took him to Disneyland, right? TV land is very stupid. It is, man. A complete and utter waste of time, right? Right. Because when you're with somebody that you really affectionately care about, okay, and that's a real child, through her loving him and him loving her, it doesn't require other people living vicariously through that dysfunction. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. And some people are very terrified of clowns. Yeah. So if life is a three-ring circus, it's very fucking lonely if you're the clown. Creepy, isn't it? Yeah, take the paint off. You're okay. You'll be all right, okay? All right, guys. Love you very much. We'll talk later. Of course we will. And I'll listen, and then I'll answer your prayers, and then Burt Bacharach will sell a song about it. It's funny. Piano. I like Aretha Franklin, too. Okay, guys. I love you very much. All right, peace out.